I haven't been on the screen. I haven't had any kind of real like interaction with any BMX brothers in a while. And here it is. We're doing it.
Dude, Craig Grasso, you guys. So first off, Craig's not with us tonight. Craig's actually having a really awesome time with his lady, and so uh, congrats to Craig having a great time. Now, we had the opportunity to interview another Craig, Mr. Craig Grassroots Grasso, and I jumped all over this opportunity because Craig, you were uh, I mean, easily top three influential people in my personal life, and I would say
Wow.
easily in freestyle, dude, easily in freestyle. Um, and we'll get into that why the mark that you left on BMX and freestyle BMX and where that lies today. I think everybody owes you just a thank you and you know, at the time you paved the way, and I don't think you even had any idea because we didn't have any idea. We were just like, man, let's go ride bikes, and that's kind of the vibe that happened at that magical moment. But dude, tell me,
Hey, Isaac, first
yeah,
what I'd like to say is I want to thank everybody that even gave me an opportunity in sport to be who I was able to become and who I still am today. I'm a regular BMX brother that loves BMX, has always loved BMX. And, BMX has given me everything that I have in life. And, the struggles that I've had in my life is I always referred to back to BMX and reaching out to old school brothers that really, had that love to be like, Grasso, man, listen, man, this is the way it is. You know, you got self-worth. You don't even understand how many people got love for you. And it's like to hear you say that really touches me because I had so much love for anybody that gave me an opportunity in this sport, and to be the influence that I had on people, and people on Facebook and Instagram are like, yo, dude, the Cross was a legend. I never even would. That title right there to me just is like unbelievable. When I see how the sport has progressed from just what I started, and I think I could say that, confidently, that some of the attitude that I started, when you look at some of the guys riding today, dude, my jaw still drops when I just can't even believe the progression. And I'm just grateful to still be alive to talk about it. There's some days that I didn't know if I was gonna make it. So to be with you today is just like an honor.
it's an honor to have you. Uh, I mean, Craig, as far like when you talk about like what you created, and you talk about, I want to get into this in a minute, but I also want to preface this with just like for folks that are tuning in that are like bike life folks that maybe don't know the history. You've heard of Grassroots Grasso, you've heard of Craig Grasso, but you don't necessarily understand why everybody talks about Craig the way we do. Um, so you had a ramp
Which
ride.
blows me away, bro.
It's crazy, but
It really does, man. I'm just here like I just want to go like, yo, dude, you guys blow me away.
dude, so Craig Grasso was I remember you as a ramp rider, uh, and always in that. Gosh, man, it was the style Nick Phillip, Craig Campbell, um, Anderson. Like everything you did was extended and stretched, and I don't know if that was because of who you rode with, but it was like there was a style that was just like you saw it and it was different than just a pose. It was like it was every trick was turned up about, and this is obviously an old person reference, but like the amp was turned up to 11 on every extension. It was just a different style of riding. Now,
Because I had a passion for everything I did, and what I think separated me is we have discussions that we've had in the last few days is I was the kind of rider that if I was at a spot, I might have had a photograph that a trick that I never even did before. And it was such a spontaneous situation. I'm giving everything I have at that particular moment because it was just the passion I had for writing, and when I felt, you know, I could feel and I can envision something, I'd do it. you know, and that's really what I think that's really what separated me from like the men from the boys back in the day is that when people rode with me, they just Grasso, do that again. I'm like, yo, now I'm on to something else. You know, like it
Yeah,
wasn't like I was
yeah,
trying to impress anybody. I was out there, and if you had a camera, because there's probably a hundred things that I did that are going on today that I had already done. You know, that no one even recorded. But it wasn't about that. It was about yo, whoever was riding with me, we were influencing them, we were empowering people, we were encouraging each other to just really create.
yeah, yeah.
You know, for the love of the
So tell me
sport, for the
this.
love of the sport.
Let's go. So help me go back because in my memory, dude, I remember. I get it's just you were there was some type of interview, and it was all about like it was like up and coming people, and all I remember was, and I love this dude because all my friend I had two groups of friends that I rode freestyle with. My buddy Ron, who loved metal. He was like rocker, right? And then I had my other friends that had hip hop. And it was like, oh, it was Two Live Crew at the time, like Two Live Crew and Too Short, right? And like, Run DMC and LL Cool J. And then I read an article and you were like, uh, I want to say, dude, you said Susie or maybe Bauhaus was your favorite or Joy Division. One of those three bands was like your favorite band. And I
Probably
was
was
like,
Susie and the Banshees at the time.
probably, dude,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that comes to mind. And I was like, what is that? So not only did you influenced music because it was like at the time, man, it was either metal, you were either Slayer or you
Yeah.
were Too Short. And there was no in
Yeah, dude.
between.
There was a photograph of me like looking like Robert Smith from The Cure, dude. Like one of the first photographs I ever had with I was in high school. I had my little, creepers on and my little tight fucking like yoga pants on, dude. I was like 30 years before yoga pants, bro.
Dude, and
Dude, and
with
it was
like
just such
safety
a cool
pins.
photograph. And what's crazy is that photograph started me on this like weird fashion, like people from the fashion industry were like contacting me to do like fashion shows. And I actually did a fashion show in San Francisco called the Passport Fashion Show. And dude, this was with like Elizabeth Taylor, Fabio, some of the most like iconic fashion people. And I organized a complete like freestyle run with Dave, with Danny Scow, Hugo Gonzalez. I mean, not Hugo, but Oscar Gonzalez, some people from the Ozone team, me, and dude, it was just like one of the funnest experiences ever. And to just be a part of like being able to like diversify into a whole nother um, area of profession was rad. And then doing the commercials, the Levi's commercial, the soapbox stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen any of the soapbox commercials, but I helped start like this illegal soapbox society in San Francisco. So if you type in on the internet illegal soapbox society and part one and part two, you'll see some rad stuff of just you know Grasso, dude, just being Grasso, just like
Yep.
loving it.
I want to
So
say about 20 minutes into the first episode, was there's like a pretty insane clip, dude, of you on dude, it looked like you were on a 20-inch, dude, right?
yeah,
You were a bicycle messenger on a
yeah,
20-inch.
on a 20-inch, bro,
I'll
and
let that
that
I'll let
that
that settle. I'll let that settle for a second while people
yeah,
just kind of fathom that.
uh-huh,
Go ahead.
dude, the only bike messenger on a BMX, and
In San Francisco, by the
in
way.
San
In San
Francisco.
Francisco. Okay.
No, dude, I mean, you don't even know how much mad respect from the bicycle community, bro. And I was in a band out there with a homeboy. Actually, I got in contact with my old dispatcher from Executive Courier that I worked for, and we used to be in a band together. I'm going to be going up to Portland and playing music with him, bro. Like it was so crazy. He just contacted me on Facebook a couple freaking 2 weeks ago.
That's
So
crazy. Okay.
yeah, so it's
Let's
just crazy how things like evolve, and it's just good.
let's
You know what it is?
go
When you
ahead.
have friends, they're always your friend. Like it's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean,
I mean,
the the friends that you make is as there's like milestone friends. There's friends
yeah.
that are there when you change chapters in your
Hmm.
world, and you might start a new chapter and a new chapter, but you always have those pillar friends that are in there. But dude, so let's go back real quick just to kind of set a timeline of some sense.
Yeah.
You were a lot of people didn't know you were sponsored by SE, like SE.
Yeah.
Let's go back
My
to
first sponsorship, bro.
how did talk me through that. Talk me through that.
So here I am, dude. I'm like, I'm just being like a little rat, like a little like skate rat, BMX rat. And I used to hang out with this dude named Jamie, Boneless or something like that. But he was crazy little skateboard madman. And we used to go down to Hermosa Pier, and I used to do flatland and just kind of tool around and be like just a cause havoc. And dude, one day, Fred Blood comes up to me. Oh no, dude! It started out as I started doing shows in Venice with Rodney Mullen.
What?
Like, yo, dude, for real. I was doing shows with Rodney Mullen on my BMX bike doing flatland, right? And Fred Blood caught wind of it. Fred Blood, was iconic in Venice for like the whole, for being a roller skate madman. So he comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, dude, like, I live in Hermosa Beach." He's like, "Don't you? I think I seen you in Hermosa Beach." And he literally lived like 2 blocks from Hermosa Pier. So we exchange each other's number, and we get together, and we start riding together. Within a week, bro, I had a new bike. I met Perry Kramer. I met Scott Bryhoff. I'm in the SE warehouse, bro, like designing like the kind of bike I want, dude. What kind of paint color I want, dude. And they're all just like, "Yo, dude, man, we love you, bro." And they're just like, "Dude, I'm like me, like I'm just like this little kid, bro, like literally like 14 years old." And he goes, "Yo, but we saw you at Venice Skate Park. I mean, we saw you in Venice." I'm like, "What do you mean you saw me?" He goes, "Yeah, man, we seen you riding with Rodney Mullen and Fred Blood mentioned you, and you're like, yo, let's get him on the team, dude." And then I win the fucking Venice Beach overall vert contest with in 1985, one of the fucking raddest contests ever. I was doing flatland. I was on SE, and Fred Blood was the person that got me on the team. He was the one that was like my manager, and I owe so much to him because he's the guy that really brought me to the trade shows, brought me to the companies, got me sponsored, took me to the contests, and and Fred Blood, like a lot of people don't really understand him, and he wasn't really known as like a really good writer. He was kind of um, but the 3 or 4 tricks that he invented that he did, he was good at, and he was just
Right.
like a really good marketing guy, and that really set me off. And I used to ride at Paramount Skate Park, which was right down the street from SE Racing, their main hub in Paramount, and dude, that just brought back some rad memories. And then the cover of Freestyle magazine with Todd Anderson doing that 1-footer, and we're right in the like front parking lot. No one even knows I'm in that VW. I'm like this, like going, yeah, like and Todd Anderson's like tires like right over my head. It's so rad. That was such a rad like, time of my life.
I'll see if I can find it, and if I can find that cover, I'll put it up on the screen and I'll point out, hey, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Look for
yeah.
if I find it, you'll see it on screen right now.
And SE
Um,
was really like the just. I mean, think about it, bro. Here you are coming into the BMX world, and you got the most. I'm meeting Scott Bryant. I'm meeting fucking Mike Devitt. I'm meeting all fucking Perry Kramer. Like, dude, what more do you want?
yeah, I mean,
And I'm sitting here just going, dude, I'm fucking on the SE. I'm in the fucking welding shop right now, picking out the bike I'm gonna have and what color and shit. It
yeah.
was just like, I mean, it was just like a dream come true.
And then so there was a time. I'm gonna fast forward to one of my favorite. We just talked about chapters. I think this is. I would argue that the moment I'm about to describe was the turning point when freestyle we gave freestyle back to us because okay, and I'm going to describe, so freestyle started, we all loved it, we had a great time. It turned into a lot of contests and sponsorship and contests and sponsorship and contests and sponsorship. And so the pressure on kids, big kids at the time, was just immense. And, you know, it overwhelmed a lot of people. And then you had the ultimate like flip off to that whole establishment that everybody, it's like the moment everyone stopped and cheered. And it happened at the Enchanted Ramp. And walk me through that day and then what happened, because I think like my
Yo, that
OGs,
was
my
one of the
OGs
most.
know exactly what we're talking about. My OG followers know exactly what we're talking about.
Let me tell you about that particular day. It started off as a regular day of just thinking I'm gonna be, you know, I'm riding for General Bicycles. I had a new sponsor, you know, and then, you know, I was with RL and Fred Blood and Todd. I mean, everyone that was on SE, bro, got just went like kind of went to General, and it was like Todd Anderson, who was a ripper, you know, at the time, RL, Fred Blood, myself, and Pete Carney, a couple other people. Anyways, Pete Carney, man, one of my old-time homeboys, man. We had so much fun together. So here I am. I'm driving my 1964. I love classic cars, bro. I was always into like crazy classic cars. So I'm driving my 1964 Fleetwood Cadillac, cruising down there. You know, I think I even had, I don't remember, I think I might even had Seppi with me or something in the car. I can't even remember. I know, but you know, we're doing the thing. I get down there, dude. Right when I get down there, my radiator in my caddy just blows, and I mean, dude, I don't got $1 in my pocket, no nothing, bro. And you know, I'm thinking, you know, whatever. And I'm seeing Matt Hoffman. I'm seeing all these motherfuckers just go crazy big, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, bro. Like, you know what I mean? The fucking Matt Hoffman and his fucking no-footed fucking flip kick, whatever the fuck he does, like crazy shit. You know, he's rad. I got mad respect for him, but you know, you're like, you know, you're doing 3 or 4 foot airs and fucking 6 foot airs, and your highest air is like a little 1 footer, 7 foot 1 footer, and you're like, yeah, dude, I pulled that shit off, you know. And so I'm down there. I'm fucking looking at my car. I'm just fucking radiator fluid everywhere. And the place is packed, and you know, a couple people were like, "Yo, dude, you're fucked." And I'm like, "Yo, dude," I'm like, you know, I'm literally like 2 hours from my house, and I'm riding this shit like that, and I'm just like, "Fuck, man." I'm talking to Seppi. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck am I gonna do, bro?" Because Seppi is like my longtime homeboy, Seppi Mays, man. I got mad love for you, bro. If you're out there, I love you, bro. Um, and he goes, and he just made this fucking weird comment. He's just like, "Yo, Grasso, listen, man, I got $500 for you if you take all your shit off, man. Just fucking ride naked." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do it." Like, didn't even think about it, right? Didn't even think about it, right? So I'm on the bottom of the Enchanted Ramp, bro, with just my underwear on, and people are like looking at me like, "Well, he's just changing into fucking maybe some other gear, right?" Yo, dude, and they're like, "All right, Grasso, like, come on out, dude." I walk up the platform, I'm looking at the crowd, dude, and people are like, literally like, I'm priceless, bro. Their faces are priceless, bro. And I just fucking pull my pants down, bro, all the way down. I roll in. Dude, Wendy Osborne is like fucking going crazy about trying to get the cameras together and shit. She's got all this shit fucking shit. I try to drop in and do a couple airs, and like the third air is that classic photograph that was on Agro Rag, right? Of me just doing like a little carve. And dude, I still have that. I still have that photograph. I send it to people all the time. And dude, I'm doing cans, bro. I'm doing no footers. I'm doing look backs with my stack hanging out, dude. There's a photograph of Seppi Mays on the. I mean, and I think I even Dave Volker, and they're just literally like this, bro. Bent over, and Seppi just like, oh my god, he's cracking up. This shit coming off his face. You know what I mean? People in the crowd are just like, oh my god. Parents are fucking grabbing their kids, fucking trying to cover their eyes and shit. So I'm fucking busted out, and dude, I get done with my run, and it just was so loud, bro. It was like being in like a freaking like a Super Bowl. It was so loud, dude, so crazy. And I'm just like, oh my god, what did I do? And I'm like, Seppi, you better fucking give me my 500 motherfucking dollars, man. I need my money, right?
Oh,
He's like,
dude.
dude, I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry about it. And dude, all of a sudden, here comes fucking Matt Hoffman's dad. Dude, looking like Benny Hill. Shit was so funny, dude. He was just like running after me, and I'm dodging it, and I'm dodging between other people behind me on this shit. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
And are you still naked?
Dude, I'm still fucking naked, bro. I'm trying to find my dude because fucking Seppi took my underwear, bro. I couldn't find it, dude. I'm like running around trying to find my shit. I just had to go underneath the ramp, dude. People are still dying, dude. Dying. And then all of a sudden, because fucking Matt Hoffman's dad was so fucking furious, he was like the only one. He was like the only guy that was just like, he's like, you motherfucker, you fucked up the whole sport. You're gonna fucking, you ruined everything. Like, I mean, he was like, I don't really, I'm like, yo, dude. Dude, and then all of a sudden it was like a posse, like the Grasso posse, and then the fucking, like, the one fucking dude, Matt Hoffman's dad. And we're like, yo, dude, get away, man. Step back, man. It's not that serious. Oh my God, dude. All my sponsors dropped me. Everybody was like, fucking Grasso, what the fuck were you thinking? Are you fucking stupid? Like, dude, I was getting phone calls from everybody, dude. Like,
How soon did they call?
Huh?
How soon did the phone calls start
Oh
coming
my
in?
God, bro, within the next day.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you guys understand there wasn't cell phones back then. Understand that.
I mean, my parents, man, when I got to the house, my parents were like, what the fuck did you do? Are you trying to ruin your career? Like, I'm like, Mom and Dad, you know what, man, fuck it. I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? This whole shit is bullshit. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And everyone, all they give a fuck about is this, that, whatever, and sponsored. If you got this and that. I'm like, you know what, dude? I said to my dad, I said, you know what, Dad? Let me tell you what's going to happen. Bad publicity is good publicity. You're going to watch what happens, because I'm going to take this to a whole nother level. He's like, all right, I understand you. Okay. Fuck you. That's what my dad said. Yo, so rad. So, you know, and it come to like, dude, not even 2 months later, bro, everybody wanted to sponsor me. Everybody. I was like, nah, I'm good. Nope. Fuck you. Fuck you. I started just wearing my own shit. I started riding my own way. I started fucking putting stickers on my bike that I wanted. I started riding for fucking Susie and the Banshee.
Right. So it was different back then. I mean, because
but it changed the whole sport, bro. It changed the whole sport. They completely changed that day. Everybody said, yo, I love Grasso fucking rules. Like, and everyone was just like, fuck it. That was like really like,
that's a day that leathers stopped. That's the day that no one wore jerseys anymore. That was the moment where everyone said, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore.
And to be a part of that revolution, bro, I realized how powerful it was, and how much like built up passion I have for the sport, and the built up passion I have for just not wanting to conform anymore, not wanting to be like told like I had to do this and had to fucking go here. And I was just, it gave me an opportunity to really start being who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
A writer, man. Just for the love of the sport, the love of my art, the love of my music, and be like, you know, I can. You know, here's the bottom line, Isaac. I can only be who I am. I can't be anybody else. I don't want to be anybody else. I can only be who I am, and that's what happened that day.
Yeah. I mean, but what was it like before that? When it was, I mean, was it literally like you have to be here, you have to be there, you have to be? Was it that rigid for you?
It was really bizarre. Like there was like, you know, like you had to wear this, you had to have an ODI sticker here, you have to have this, make sure that you have, like, you know, if you're doing any tricks, that you have your, you know, your sponsors visible, you know. And it was really about like making sure that, you know, everything was in the right place, you know, and all the colors were right, and you know, did your color match your bike, like, you know, I mean, it was just, it was strange. And then RL came up to me one day, man. He said, Grasso, he goes, I want to tell you something that I think is going to really help you. He says, you're already a great writer. You know, you're always good. He goes, I'm going to tell you something about my father and my sister. If you go to a photo shoot, wear what is going to represent who you are. Represent who you are about. Make sure you have good colors. Make sure that you're just like, because I don't care what you did at the Shanty Ramp. I think it was fucking awesome. But you know what, dude? You have a style about you that's going to take you to a whole nother level. He goes, just be who you want to be. There's something about you that is so different and so valuable, you don't even see it. I mean, R.L. Osborne told me that. you know.
Right.
And he was just like such a mentor to me, bro. Like such a friend, a mentor, and a friend.
Well, dude, he did the same thing if you really think about it, because like he was, if you remember, he was like Redline RL, rad, right?
Yeah,
Then it was General, and you started to see him, like he got a little bit more tank top,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then the same thing, dude. But you got to remember, we all had the same shock. We had the sticker shock of the Enchanted ramp and the
Yep.
Naked Run, and then we had RL came out with, and boom, RL had dreadlocks, and or he had the
Uh-huh.
braids,
Yeah, he
and
was
then all.
always biting. He was always biting me though, bro. You know,
But no, but he was giving you advice that he took himself. That's the
Yeah,
beauty of it.
exactly. So, like I said, I got mad respect for RL. I never talk anything bad about him because he's just been such a legend in the sport. And he was actually somebody who I looked up to. And to be on the same team with him, I mean, that was just like a kid's dream, you
Yeah.
know?
What like tell me memories you have of Bob Oz. What was he like?
Um, Bob Oz and we had a very brief interactions. He was just a very serious guy. He was just always kind of in in the upper part of like Wizard Publications. He wasn't
Right.
around very much when I was kind of coming in. He was
Right.
kind of on his way out, like as far
The
as like being
freestyling
like
years.
the
Yeah.
command.
Yeah.
So I don't really have any real interactions with Bob. It was really just like, hey, Grasso, hey, what's up? Like, I don't even think I had a photo shoot with him ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I never
crazy.
had a photo shoot with Bob.
Was
It
it
was
was
always
it weird? Was it weird working between like Plus and BMX, or Plus and freestyling? Was that
I never even really did a photo session with BMX Plus.
I because
They were my people.
it was weird. Like I have to assume you were in Plus, which is why I asked the question.
Probably had
But
it's probably from some contest or something like that. But you know, hold on a sec.
yeah,
Uh, BMX Plus, I think it was Brad McDonald and maybe John Carr.
yeah, it was John Carr I remember John Carr,
Yeah,
most of the
and
time.
so I've done some photo shoots with John Carr, and I don't remember really being like really present in BMX Plus. I mean, I know I was in it a few times, and but it was in a different area, and I was so like my peoples were like Lou, AJ, Spike Jones, and being a
Right.
part of the Club Homeboy like whole thing.
Yeah.
That was like I worked for Club Homeboy, I represented Club Homeboy, and
You're psychotic Larry too, aren't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a deep reference, you guys. That's a deep reference. Maybe do your homeboy I don't know, freestyle and research. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah, but they were
so
just my peoples, Isaac. I mean, they just really were the people that were like, dude. Because I played music with Andy Jenkins. I mean, I was always at Lou's house and Gork
yeah,
and and we just got along. You know what I mean? Like I was a part of their organization,
right.
and we had weekly meeting spots. We go to the spot, do flatland, do riding, do sessions, and that was way before like Peter Gusson came into the scene out in Redondo Beach and
Yeah.
Chris Day and stuff like that. And let me tell you something about Chris Day, man. I know I just want to give him props because that dude, I'd never seen anybody kill it on a mini ramp like him. Like
Dude, I've never
no one
seen
even
anybody
knows
do a
that about
boomerang.
Chris Day. No one even knows that about Chris Day. But I mean, I rode with him, and he was one of those guys that was I feel was one of the most underrated riders that in the sport at that time.
I would agree. I would agree. I'd never see. I That's first I've heard of him doing mini ramp. So, but I mean, coming from you, absolutely, I will 100% believe that.
Dude, I
And
sessioned with him on mini ramps a couple of times. I just left. I was like, fuck it. I'm like, Chris, man, I'll see you later, bro.
yeah, I'm gonna go practice.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll see you later, dude.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, dude, I mean, that guy, he had the best boomerangs in the game, easily.
Yeah,
Those flail boomerangs,
yeah,
it's like his hips weren't connected to his spine, because
yeah.
he would just float, like, and his body
Yeah,
be turned.
he had a kind of like a gymnastic kind of style about him on those particular tricks. But There's a lot of things that he did that I saw that you know he wouldn't even really like show people. You know, he just
Yeah.
wait till it was like game time. You know,
Right.
but yeah. And he's just like not even really a part of like kind of contacting people and stuff. It's kind of weird. Like he's hit me up a couple times on Facebook, but you know, Redondo Beach and Hermosa Beach was really where it all started for me, and really because there was so much to ride, bro. There was
Right.
so much stuff to ride out there, and so many things like schools and embankments and trees and drop offs and you know ditches and shit. It was just phenomenal for anybody who wanted to BMX. And you know it really started out for me with Ascot BMX in Harbor City. Harbor City was a place I used to race, and I started out as a racer, like really started out like 10, you know, 10, 11, 12. And that's where I met Seppi Mays. And we've been friends, bro, for a long time, man, Seppi and I. So,
Harbor City still has a big BMX scene, dude. They still
yeah,
have a big they have a big bike scene as well. So dude, so what was I mean, I'm just asking you questions that I always wondered, man.
yeah, go ahead.
What was riding for Vision like? Tell me, like, what was I mean, did they approach you, and then did like this is a
That was a
question
Fred
I've
Blood
always
deal.
wanted to know.
Yeah, that was a Fred Blood deal. People don't even know, bro. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I used to do shows with Gail Webb.
Dude, I didn't know that, but everybody did. Eddie,
Dude,
Scotty, Martin, everybody started with
Dude,
Gail Webb.
I used to ride that same ramp that Mike Dominguez used to ride, bro. Gail Webb
Yeah.
was the raddest, bro.
Oh,
And
dude,
that was the Fred,
we all kiss the ring of Gail Webb. Like she is the godfather
dude.
of freestyle.
She was, dude. I'm still in contact with her. Like
Dude.
I hit her up. She's like, Grasso, what's going on, dude? Like she totally remembers me, bro. And it's just so rad because I was such a little kid. But it was a Fred Blood deal. Like I told you,
Okay.
Fred Blood is like solely responsible for you know all of it, bro. Even like shit. What was, dude? I just totally lost my train of thought. We were talking about something before I went into
Vision.
Gail
Yeah,
Webb.
yeah. So like what was it like for riding for Vision Streetwear? I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
was it
yeah.
like
Vision Streetwear. Vision Streetwear was um it was you know what? They really supported me, man. They really they it wasn't like money, but anything I wanted, bro, they would just like flow me everything that I needed as far as clothing goes. And as far as Brad Dorfman was, you know, he was kind of a strange cookie, but they treated me good, man.
yeah,
You know, they
did
treated
they
me
let
good.
you be you? Did
Yeah,
because
they treat me
that's
good, and they we even did some limited edition T-shirt stuff, you know, that was out on Vision that was pretty cool, you know, and I love that because like always had control over my artwork. I've always had control over like, listen, man, I only want 35 of these shirts out. I only want 50 of these shirts out. I only want 10 of these shirts out, you know,
right.
because I've always wanted people to have a one of a kind piece of my art. You know, I didn't want them to be able to go into a Walmart and pick out a fucking the same shirt that some kid down the road has. I always wanted someone to be like, "Yo, dude, where the fuck did you get that shirt?"
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's because it's just part of my whole deal, man. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want my shit to be like I want it to be exclusive always.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
What
the
about
naked run. That's you
what
know.
about okay, so but Vision let you be yourself, and it felt like
Absolutely.
Ozone, I think Ozone kind of let you just be Grasso as well, right?
Yeah, but you know, Nick Phillips, man, I don't really got love for him, bro. To be honest with you, I'm gonna say that right now. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, man. He ripped me off a lot with a lot of my artwork, a lot of my shit, and you know, I just one day, bro, he just didn't talk to me, bro. Come to find out, he's selling all my shit in Japan, making all kinds of money. I'm not getting shit, and you know, even though I had mad respect for his artwork in the earlier days and what he was doing, we were friends and shit like that, but dude. That dude took my artwork and just fucking ran with it.
That's a bummer, dude. I've
Yeah, it's
never
a
heard
bummer.
that either.
Yeah, well, you're gonna hear it right now, homeboy.
So I mean, but you were cool with Nick back in the day.
Yeah, man. You know, I
This is
mean,
something that
it's
happened
like
after.
crazy because we lived in San Francisco together, bro, and like he wouldn't even talk to me, bro. I would call him up and shit like that. He was just like too good for me, you know. And it was just like, you know, dude, Nick, fuck you, bro. You know what I mean? Like we had all this history and shit, and you got some stuff going on, and you got some things going on with Japan, and you got some shit coming out, and Now it's like you said you won't even associate with me. I mean, I swear to God, I just wanted to slap that motherfucker when I saw him. I swear to God.
It's
But
hard,
you
dude.
know
Like
what?
it's
I
hard.
mean, it's like I'm not a hatred kind of guy. I got no hate for him. It's just like, you know, it's just people have their like desire and their focus and their drive, you know. And sometimes people just they don't care who they hurt in the process. So you know, it's like I still got mad respect for him and love for him. I hope he's doing great. It just, you know, there was a time where it was just like, yo, dude, what the fuck is going on with my shit, man?
Yeah.
You know. But
It's hard. For me, I think it's hard because and this is just life, right? But
and I
like,
might have been just so stoned, bro, and so fucking whacked out on fucking, you know, chronic. You know, I didn't like. Maybe I just was just like fucking didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, but as the time went by, the fucking smoke cleared, and and I was like, yo, man, what the
yeah,
fuck is going on with my shit?
yeah. What do
You
you
know, after
what do
I
you
took
mean?
my
What do
last
you mean?
fucking
I told you
bong,
you could use everything. Yeah,
huh?
I mean, dude, what do you mean? I told you you could just have everything
Yeah,
for
exactly.
we Rochambeau we did a
Yeah,
Rochambeau for it, and I don't remember it.
exactly.
I don't know,
Dude, you
but
might be right, bro. I don't know. I was so fucking stoned at that time. Half the time, I didn't know what the fuck was up.
right. But dude, I mean,
But
so
Ozone was a rad team to ride for, and it was just to represent Ozone and those guys really like was where I think the Grasso like legend started to really like take off and really kind of because a lot of the rad shit and a lot of the stuff that like photographs and are me riding on Ozone, you know, where I
yeah.
was really at the top of my game.
How many of those did you break, dude? For reals?
Only like two.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I snap forks all the time, man.
yeah.
Frames were I think I fucked up some weird chain stays and the head tube popped off one at one time. But other than that, I was cool.
That's pretty impressive, dude. So growing up in NorCal, dude, we all had ozones. And
Yeah.
dude, I remember that my 16th birthday, getting my driver's license at 10 o'clock in the morning, immediately asking my mom if she could drive me to the ozone factory because I had heard through a friend of a friend of a friend, if you just show up there with $100, they'll give you a bike out of the warehouse. And I was like,
Yeah,
I
I think
wanted
so.
ozone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dude, get this. Because it was like whatever, 88, 87,
Yeah.
we didn't have GPS on our phones. So I went to and my
Dude, that
mom's
place
like,
was hard to find, bro.
dude, so
Dude, I
get
even got
this.
lost trying to go there.
I get a map. I drive from Stockton all the way to San Jose through that traffic at 16, scared as fuck because it's
No,
the
it was a
first time I've
crazy
driven
area
on the
back then.
freeway. Dude, I'm driving on the freeway scared. I find this warehouse. It doesn't say ozone or anything like I imagined in my head. And I just basically walk up to like a back door that's open. And, like, I'm like, yeah, I'm here for, is this ozone? And they're like, yeah, hold on 1 second. And I'm like, I'm standing there with $100 like in my pocket. I'm 16. And I'm like, this is the start of every after school special about Timmy gets kidnapped and raped is like, like I show up to
Yeah.
this like this
Yep.
sketchy warehouse, right? But thank God I'm good. I did actually get an ozone for $100. And then that's how basically all NorCal got ozones is
Yeah.
my belief, Uh and then it was one of those iconic bikes. I mean, have you seen the Colony repop of
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Dude,
They're
I
dope.
bought one off so I bought one from my buddy Poor Boy Steve,
Yeah.
who started Poor Boy Steve.
Yeah, I know
Um,
Steve. He actually did a Grasso shirt. He did a
dude,
the Grasso. Yeah, I know Steve.
have you seen the Grasso tribute bike? He has the Colony he has a Colony Grasso tribute bike.
No, man, I haven't seen it. I'd love to see it. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get one.
Dude, I will do everything I can to get you on one. I have a set of the Colony Peregrine
Dude, I
belt.
don't even have a bike right now, bro. My bike got fucking stolen, bro. You don't even know. Like it's
Uh,
so fucked up, dude. Like
what,
I swear to God, I would kill the motherfucker who has that bike.
dude?
And
Are
that's
you?
kind of the reason why, like Mike Daly, like I'm just like Mike Daly, like was such a rad dude, and hooked me up with a bike. And I like right now, I just have to just let him know that like the fucking bike, I don't have the bike no more, and I fucking I was at Desert Beach Skate Park. I went into the fucking terrible gas station to get myself a fucking something cold to drink and watch this fucking crackhead fucking junkie fucking riding down the street with my fucking bike. And I did, dude, I'm still to this day, dude. If I was actually, I'm glad I didn't meet him because I probably would still be in jail right now because I was that fucking furious.
Well,
That you
when
know
you're
the video I showed you of me riding the Colony, right? That's the bike that Mike Diddy got me. And him and fucking Bill Bunning got it together fucking for me. And dude, I don't have a bike right now. I haven't dropped into fucking any skate park here or ditch in fucking like 4 or 5 months.
Wow, dude.
I'm like this, bro. Every time I go to a skate park, I start shaking, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Can I borrow,
I just want to drop in, dude. I just want to do a little backside boneless. I want to do a fast plane. I want to do some Abubakas, you know?
Yeah. Have you ridden any of the big bikes? Have you felt some of the have you felt what it's like to ride like the 27, the 26, 29?
Dude, I can't get one. I tried to buy one from SE, bro, and you can't fucking get them. I tried to talk to Todd Lyons. He's like, dude, don't even have this conversation with me. I can't even get fucking bikes right now.
He can't. He can't.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, in Vegas, they have such a crazy ass fucking Saturday night fucking bike scene, bro, with hundreds of them, dude. Hundreds of fucking PK Rippers, fucking OM Flyers, fucking big fucking bikes, all SEs, all of them.
Do you want to ride?
I'm like, where the fuck are you getting these bikes, dude? Like,
do you want to ride with him? I'll hook it up. I'll hook it up. So I have a bunch. You have hundreds of brothers and sisters in Vegas that ride out once a week. They'll go on a 20-mile bike ride, and they will loan you a bike every time you want to come ride.
Bro. You hook it up, dude. I'm down.
I will absolutely ask. I'll just put it on my Instagram. Hey, can anyone loan Craig Grasso a ride in Las Vegas for the next ride out? And someone will bring you a bike. I promise you.
Dude, I would make my fucking world, bro.
That's the community.
Dude,
that's the community that we have.
I swear to you, all you'll see me doing is wheelies and no-footed wheelies, bro. Just like
Yeah, dude. I went to San Diego, and I didn't bring a bike, and the riders in San Diego brought a bike for me and for my wife to ride. Good bikes, dude. Like really good bikes.
These bikes are like no joke, bro. They're like $1,000 bikes, bro. I see these guys all tricked out, all powder coated. Fucking, they've got like the LED lights going around the fucking rims and shit, dude. It's just like the first time I saw this like ride, dude, I literally dropped to my knees, bro. I'm just like, no. I started having like a panic attack, dude. I was just like, no.
Is that what's it like, dude? When you see if you're just hanging out, dude, you're outside.
It's unbelievable, man.
And you see bikes.
So many riders, and SE. Now when I was in Long Island, bro, I was in Long Island for like 5 years, man, and I first saw and met this kid who was sponsored by SE for wheelies, bro. Like it started this whole wheelie scene, and that's what started this whole shit. It's like this wheelie scene is going on, dude. And this guy used to like kick back like this with his fucking hand up on his fucking handlebars, bro. 1-footer, right? And just cruising, bro. And then dragging his hand on the ground, dude, doing a wheelie. And I'm like, yo, dude, that's fucking crazy. He goes, yeah, man, I'm sponsored by these motherfuckers. I'm like, yo, dude, I used to ride for him. But, dude, I was pushing a shopping cart. I was all fucked up and shit like that. And he's like, dude, fuck you. You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, this dude, I'm like, all right.
All right. So, hey, this is funny. So whoever was sponsored by SE out in Long Island, what year was this? Like just recent?
This is like 2000. I mean, this is like 2000, like 17-ish.
Okay, if you were sponsored by SE in 2017, and you were out and you saw Craig Grasso, he was sponsored by SE, and yes, he is a legend in the BMX world. Yes, he said.
The guy looked at me. He's like, "Dude, fuck you, dude. You don't know what you're talking about."
But dude, I mean, okay, but hey,
it was so cool. Where I just looked at him like, "Yo, bro, keep it moving, man. That's good." But, dude, he was a sick rider, bro. I had to give it to him, dude. He was doing some shit on a 26-inch, bro. It was just so free for him, bro. He was so relaxed. It was just so rad, dude. His seat was way low, and he had like this technique, bro, where he was like way over like the balance point and dragging his hand, dude, like with his foot on the bar. It was just so rad.
Yeah, that's flatland now, Craig. That's flatland now.
I know, it's crazy.
It's amazing, dude, to see you like. So they're still doing Flatland, right?
Yeah,
And
man. You know Ruben Castillo, the third?
yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yeah.
I'm in contact. I was actually at a party with Danny Hubbard's fucking birthday party in Huntington Beach
No
back
way.
fucking in like 2019 with Xavier Mendez, fucking
Yeah,
Brian Blyther, fucking John Povich, all kinds of rad people, bro. We're at this party, man. It was fucking awesome. I met up
yeah.
with fucking Brian Blyther, bro. He's fucking talking to me about all kinds of crazy ass fucking cop shit that he was fucking doing over the years. And fucking we were at Steve Bennett's fucking house fucking for his 50th birthday party. Then we went over to this other guy fucking then Danny Hubbard's party. That was
Does
rad, man. Xavier Mendez and I were in contact all the time, man. I'm supposed to be going to do some work for him and Mike D, actually do some carpentry work.
nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, dude, you brought it up a little bit. Like you have struggled. You've had your own little battles.
Yeah.
How are you doing now?
Fucking awesome. Got good
Okay.
people in my life. Stay away from people who want to bring me down. Fucking got mad support from my family, and that's the reason I came here because my whole family's here. My dad's got 40 years of sobriety, and I'm working with some rad people here. Just staying focused, bro. Staying away from people who want to bring me down,
Yeah.
and it's just it's possible, bro. When you make a decision to be like, yo, you know what, man, I'm good, and
Yeah.
that's really what it took for me. It's just like I'm good.
I, it's
I,
it's a demon, and
You
it
had
is
enough, bro.
difficult.
Like you get to a
And
point where you've had enough, bro. You just
yeah,
sick of fucking. You're sick of the bullshit. You're sick of the fucking not having nothing. You're sick of fucking not being able to feed yourself. You're sick, like you know. I think what happens is when you get to a place in your life and you really don't realize how many people really love you, or how many people really care about you and want to be there for you. You know, you get to a place where you want to forget who you really are and who you represent, and you fall into this like you're okay, like you settle for what you don't have, you know, and you
right.
start believing that that's okay. And that's what got me into trouble. I just started believing that, hey man, I can panhandle, fucking I'm not worth nothing. Nobody fucking cares about me, you know.
Yeah.
But the problem is, bro, here's what happened with me. There ain't nobody in this world that's gonna care about you unless you start caring about yourself, period. Once you start caring about yourself and want to put the effort in to get well, then everybody comes out the woodwork. Everybody wants to be like, hey man, Gross, man, what's up? Hey, I'm gonna come pick you up. We're gonna go bowling right now, bro. Hey man, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go fucking go for a hike. You wanna come? We're going over here to go to the skate park, man. And that's just kind of what it took. It took
Yeah.
fucking me to be like, no, fuck that, man. I'm worth something, man. Fuck that. I'm not doing this shit.
I love that, man. And let me tell you something, Craig. BMX fucking loves you, dude. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever fucking forget that.
It really touches me, man, because you get to a place in your life where you really don't understand how much love there is, and it gets me emotional because I have so much love for the BMX community. For me not to reach out to people and be like, just be honest. Hey, man, I was struggling at this time. Or hey, man, like I need a friend, and for you to even say that and it just really touches me because it brings back so much like emotion of like how much love I've had and experienced in the BMX community and the brotherhood, and just to allow to me to still be alive to share my experience, strength, and hope with people about I've been there, I've been through it, and there's some people like Dave Myra that Dave Myra who didn't make it,
Right.
and there was a
Right.
time now. I've seen that the BMX Brotherhood's not afraid to say, hey, Isaac, man, I love you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is why I love you, and this is the cool, and they don't mind, putting away the bullshit and just being honest with each other. And like what you said, like, Grasso, people got mad love for you. You don't realize it.
Dude.
You don't
Now
realize it.
here's the truth. I mean, we all grew up inspired by you. We all grew up admiring. We all grew up, uh, just feeling like you were part, man. Like, I don't know. You bridged a gap between what I saw riding with my friends and what I saw in the magazine. And because we didn't ride
Mad
around.
love for you, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, like you know, we didn't ride around in our Haro leathers. You know,
Oh, you
and
didn't?
we didn't. Yeah. And so see, like you bridged the gap there, and you made music cool, and you made just right. Like if I describe now, this is a
I
perfect
always
example.
played music, bro, that was off
Yeah,
the fucking chain, bro, in contest. It was
it
always
was.
like fucking it was always like fucking The Cure or Susie and the Banshees or fucking Bauhaus or Joy Division. It was always
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is Grasso playing, dude? Like,
right.
you know,
Here
everyone
we
was
go.
like, dude, what the fuck was that?
Here's my my interpretation of every 80s AFA show. Ready? Here we go. Beastie Boys, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, Beastie Boys,
Yeah.
Bauhaus and Grasso, Run DMC,
Yeah.
Beastie Boys, Beastie Boys, Beastie
And it
Boys.
was always, dude. I was, oh, dude, I didn't care, bro. I was always, if I had my letters on, my hair was gonna be crazy. I had some fucking crazy ass shit on. My shoes
Yeah.
might be fucking different, like something. My socks might be orange. Something fucking was gonna come out that fucking uniform that was fucking who I was. You know, it was just dying to come out. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I love
and I
that.
mean,
And
even photos and fucking like. You know, BMX photos of me like fucking holding my hair all crazy and fucking looking like Robert Smith because, dude, that's what I was into. You
yeah.
know,
Did you
and it
did you
just
know
I had my fucking BMX fucking career like kind of thing, and I hate to say career, but my BMX passion, and then I had my fucking death rock passion. Like I was like always fucking like my little fucking Honda 600, like in the fucking has the little fucking babies with the fucking little fucking olive fucking spears through the thing. Um,
All right, dude. Here's another question I've always wanted to ask you. How did Club Homeboy start? You were there. You had to have been there.
dude, Club Homeboy started with fucking uh as like this one sticker, which was buckwheat,
Yep.
and the buckwheat sticker that said Club Homeboy, and it was really just a joke, and it was basically us at fucking Freestyle magazine just doing like the zine, you know, and then and making like little crazy stickers for like just because it was all about like posting like graffiti, like it was just like we stick stickers like all around, you know what I mean? Like you get like a pile of stickers, and it started out as the fucking buckwheat sticker,
I'm
and then
pretty
it and
sure I
then
have my membership card.
yeah, and then it was like, okay, well, listen, let's put together a fucking a membership card and do a Club Homeboy thing, and we'll do like a little zine that goes with it, and we'll do the Charlie Brown shirt. So the Charlie Brown shirt was like the first like Club Homeboy shirt that was like really like iconic,
I
and
owned it. I owned it,
yo,
dude. I bought it. We
that was
all bought
crazy.
it. We all bought it. Jesus,
I'm
come
thinking
on.
about coming out with it again, bro, in fucking the Grasso realm, dude. Like for real, like just as like a limited edition fucking Club Homeboy fucking takeoff, you know? I've been thinking about that a lot lately, actually.
I'll
And
give you. I'll tell you what, Craig. If you design it, I'll sell it on the Big Bike BMX website,
fuck
and I'll
yeah.
I'll give you the profits for it.
That sounds fucking rad, bro. I'll be on it, man. Like we'll be in touch with that. So anybody out there, man, I'm still doing shirts, man. I produced three designs last year, and I got some other stuff going on right now. Like it's crazy because I'm thinking about doing this one next. So anybody who's out there, I'm thinking about doing. Can you see it?
Yeah, dude.
I'm thinking about doing that one. I'm not sure, but
You
anyways.
should. You should.
There's a bunch of pieces of artwork I'm still working on, and there's that one right there, peoples. Yeah, yeah. But anyways, the Club Homeboy thing was it turned into be just such a rad underground part of the freestyling, because that was kind of like when freestyling and BMX was starting to die off, and zines were getting smaller and smaller, and fucking freestyle was getting smaller and smaller, and Club Homeboy was just like an effort to kind of keep the vibe alive, you know.
Right.
Um, and I did the mail outs for them, and I was contributing to the whole Club Homeboy thing, and it
Do
it was a cool like club, bro. It was just like a cool part of the BMX history and the freestyle legacy.
100%, dude. I mean, I remember you'd open it up and everybody was like, "Man, who's gonna get number 43? Like, who was
Yeah,
number 43?" Like, that was like the
yeah, it was
big
like,
thing,
and
you
that's
know?
what was cool about it. We made like this, like it was really like kind of when it's like you're jonesing for like, okay, like what am I gonna get this time, right?
Yeah, dude, that's the way. Okay, so I'm glad you said that, dude, because like that's the way BMX was for us, dude. So the world was so different then than it is now. Now I can log on to Instagram, I can log on to YouTube, and I instantly see clips and what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
You guys, back when Craig and I were when I was reading magazines, he was looking at he was in the magazines. Um, you guys, you'd wait a whole month. Like you had 1 month to read like 60 pages, 20 of it was ads, 30 of it was ads. And then you had that was it. That's all the content you got. That was
Yeah.
it. And so, when you hear us talk about like how we had posters on the walls of our favorite riders, it was like that was it. That's all we had. So imagine you had one Instagram account that you could check that got updated once a month. That was the world that we
Oh,
lived in.
dude, people would be committing suicide right now, bro.
It was it
They'd be
was it
fucking
was
like, oh
such a
my
crazy
god,
time.
no.
Yeah. And so like when you look back at let's say, what did you have a favorite bike? Did you ever have a favorite bike that you if somebody's, and this is my gift to everybody that loves Craig Grasso. I'm going to give you the opportunity, all you fans of Craig Grasso, to build the ultimate tribute bike, because I'm gonna ask you, Craig, what was your favorite bike that you remember riding?
Uh, you know, my favorite bike. Man, that's a really good question. I mean, it has to be the quad angle, the
Okay.
quad angle by SE. That was like my favorite, and like one of the most, just the geometry on that frame. Like when I was riding back in the day, it was a great ramp bike. And I remember the first time I got one. I mean, even though I love the PK Ripper, that was one of my favorites because it was just so light, and I had this desire to have a race incorporated,
Yeah.
back in the day. And then I got sponsored by SE, and I'm like, yo, this is like the fucking the like elite of like the Race Inc. This is like the real deal. And just that it said PK Ripper on it, it was like, yo, this thing is dope. So
Yeah.
light, and then the landing gear forks, just
Yeah.
like, yo, this is the shit right here.
All right.
Then
What color was the quad angle that you had? What was your favorite? Like, do you remember what
it was
color it was?
green.
A green
It was
one.
like a turquoise green.
Okay.
Like the color, like in the back of your the SE
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
like that
So
weird blue.
so if somebody wanted to make the ultimate Grasso tribute bike, it's going to be the Bad Boy Blue quad angle.
Yeah,
There you
for
go.
real.
All right. All right. Now, um, if you look back, dude, I have to ask you this. I'm so glad I didn't forget this one, dude. This has been sitting on my mind since we started. Tell me about your favorite wall ride. Not and it doesn't have to be a wall ride that we all know. It could be a session that you had by yourself, no one was around. Describe your favorite wall ride that you remember.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you the the wall ride that you see a lot of the people like Mike Crunk just doing the no-handed wall ride, and me riding many times on the Diamondback doing that. Dude, that was the first wall ride that I ever did when I was like 10. I did a wall ride, bro, when I was like 10 to 11 years old. I had a team, bro. Nobody really knows this about me, but on my peoples, you can look up Alex Silva, Ian Bonner, um, and Ricky Migo. I had a team that I put together when I was a young kid called Team Freestyle. And we were like the badasses, bro, in elementary school. I even did a show, dude. I organized a show in elementary school as an assembly. Dude, it was so badass. And Ricky Migo found this wall. Dude, we were doing wall rides, bro, back in like 82, 83, and we didn't even know what the fuck we were doing, bro. And then come to find out, bro, I mean, like literally, bro, like 82, 83. But we're like carving because there was a section of it where it was like a quarter pipe and you could
Right.
kind of ride up it,
Yeah.
and come down. And dude, there's some photographs of my buddy Ricky Migo, dude, like still to this day. Dude, doing a fucking wall ride and doing a 1-footer fucking cross up off of it. And I had the Polaroid, bro, and I have no idea where it is, but I think there's some, oh man, dude, I gotta send you these photographs of me, bro, as in team, like representing Team Freestyle. I wrote a letter, bro, to Skyway about wanting to sponsor the team. Dude, they were so stoked, bro. But they
Did you
sent
get
me like,
did they do it?
They didn't sponsor me, bro, but they sent me some mag wheels, bunch of stickers, a bunch of t-shirts. Is like, yo, bro, we don't have enough room on the team, but we support you. We wanted to give you a couple things just to show the gratitude. Thank you for riding you. Dude, I sent him all kinds of photos, and the guy was like, he called the house and he's like, listen, man, how old are you guys? And I'm like, well, I'm 11 years old, and I'm just getting into 6th grade, and I'm like this little kid, bro. My voice hasn't changed. He's like, dude, like, you're rad, bro. Like, you guys are rad, And it was just like, it was like such an empowering, because my dad was like, dude, why don't you just write to these companies, man? Why don't you just see if like someone was, to sponsor you? And I'm like, Dad ain't gonna sponsor me. Like, he's like, listen, man, let's write the letter together. And my dad was fucking awesome. He's still awesome to this day. He was always like, yo, dude, like, do what you love to do. Don't worry about it. Like, the money will come, like, in life. Like, just do what you do best. Do what makes you happy. And that's really how even like when I told you I come back from the fucking Enchanted Rampant, my dad's like, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? But still in the back of his head, he's like, dude, what can I do? He's being who he wants to be.
That's, dad, I mean, dude, now I'm a dad, right? So now I can see that, where it's like, you want the best for your kids. It's this juggling act, dude. It's so hard because you want the best for your kids, but at the same time, you gotta let them be who they are.
Yep.
So it's difficult, man. I respect that, dude. But
And I'm gonna give props to my little boy right now, man. Anybody who can see that, that's my little boy right there. That's when he was a young little chap. He's got his own clothing company. He's got his own clothing company right now called Psycho Candy. And he produces music in Vermont. He's a fucking rad kid, 22 years old right now. His name's Redondo Grasso. And I've never seen a kid fucking kill it on a scooter like he did when he was that age, bro. He was killing it, man. There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on the internet about him in Vermont. Like, you just look up Brendan Grasso, scooter rider, Vermont, like Burlington, Vermont, and you'll see all kinds of rad shit on him, bro.
So, do you remember, like, did you have a favorite, like, contest? Did you have what was your, if you look back on your career, what are your like what we talked about, like highlights of your career? Do you have moments that you would say, hey man, that was a great chapter, a great moment?
One of the first meet the street contests, and I'm not sure if it was in San Diego, but it was I don't know if you ever saw that sequence of me doing like one of the biggest channels ever in like a street contest. It was like a 20-foot gap that was like a sequence. And there's a photo of me doing a backside bonus on the top of this box back in the day. And I think I sent you that photograph. It says Grunge BMX.
Yeah.
From that contest. That was like by far my most favorite street contest ever, because everyone was like not in uniforms. Everybody was just having a jam. And I gotta say, La Jolla was pretty fun too, man. Where Campbell did that 540 wall ride. Yeah, that was one of my favorite. That was one of my, and I'm doing like, they got a photograph of me doing a chain stay at Bubuka, doing a full on cross up.
Yeah.
One-handed cross up. And yeah, that's probably one of my favorite contests ever. Those meet the street contests.
That's rad, dude. Do you remember painting? I mean, do you remember going to those and like painting and all that stuff? Like
doing what?
Like painting the car. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, bro. I remember all that shit. Yeah.
Have you read?
One thing I'm grateful for, man. All the fucked up shit I've done and put in my body, like I still got a good brain, man. My brain's still clear. My parents tell me that all the time, and my mom's like, "Yo, dude, how the fuck you still like, you're coherent, man. Everybody I know that's been on the street for fucking 10 years is all fucking whacked out." I'm like, Mom, because I never really took myself to that level. I might have been on the street, but it doesn't mean I'm constantly smoking or I'm constantly fucking, trying to kill myself. I might have 3 or 4 or 5 days where I'm just fucking depressed, and just fucking don't know what to do. So And that's one thing I'm grateful for. But anyways, getting back to the meet street contests and shit like that, and having a clear head, and you know, I'm just, I feel blessed.
We're
I really
blessed.
do.
We're blessed that you're here, dude. I'll tell you that right now. Like, we're blessed to have you back. I mean,
I
there's no other way
seriously
to
am
put it.
honored to have you like just reach out, because I told you on the phone, like I'm a real dude. I've been Grasso my whole life. You know, you can call me, you can reach out to me, you can text me, you can talk to me about BMX. I'm not untouchable. You know,
Yeah.
somebody you can call, you can talk to. If you got some problems going on in your life, dude, I'll be the first one to try to empower you. I'll be the first
I'll,
one. I never want to see anybody down. I never want to see a man down. You know,
that
because I've been
that
there.
that reminds me of the story. I'm going to tell you the story face to face now. Um, I briefly mentioned it to you. So when Grasso says, you know, hey, I don't, I'm there for you. I don't want to see a man down, right? So I'm gonna tell you a story. So you had just talked about what it was like. You know, you're writing letters to Skyway.
Yeah.
When I was that age, I had just got sponsored. I had been sponsored about 8 months by a company called MCS, and I had
Yeah, I
rode.
remember MCS.
Yeah, I rode a bike called the Styler, which was the really they both bikes were really funky, but the one that you know is the first one that I rode, and then they were dropping the Styler 2, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna send you the frame. Can you meet us in Long Beach for the Interbike bike show at the Queen Mary over
Oh
by the
yeah, I
Queen
was
Mary?"
there.
You were there. You
Yeah.
absolutely were there. That's why I'm telling the story. So, and this is funny. This is again 80s, you guys. Uh, I went to Robbie's Bicycles in Stockton, California, and I was like, "Hey, are you guys going to Interbike?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, I need to go. Can I go with you guys?" And they're like, "Hell yeah, you can. Jump in the Civic." So these dudes that I only knew from the bike shop, my mom has never met, show up in the parking lot of my apartments. I'm like, "Mom, I'm going to Long Beach for the weekend for this MCS thing. I'll be back." And she's like, "Cool, see you later." Like that was the 80s, you guys. So
Yeah.
that's so I
My
got in this
parents were the
car.
same way. They're like, "Yo, dude, get out of the house, man. Don't come back."
Right, right. So here I am, and I'm looking at Chris Day, I'm looking at Robert Peterson, who I knew from NorCal, but
Yeah.
Chris Day I didn't
Man,
know.
I love the
Um,
NorCal crew, man. Yo, man, one love to the NorCal crew, man. I always got love for you.
hey, dude, we NorCal was the it's everything to me, dude.
Yeah.
So here I am, and I'm looking at all these
Oscar, if you're out
people.
there, yeah, brother, I want to ride that ramp.
uh, So I mean, but it was like Seppi Mays was there, dude. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
here I am. I'm watching Seppi. Literally, I'm on the outside of the. I'm right by the DJ of this jam circle. I wanted to be farthest from where you would ride in because I was like already intimidated, right? And so
I've
I'm
been
looking
there,
at
bro.
dude. I'm looking at Seppi Mays, and I'm also thinking I have this motherfucker's picture on my wall at home of him standing on the front wheel, and here he is right here, and I'm expected to go out there, and you know I'm doing this with my hands, and I'm feeling my brakes because that's what I did when I was nervous, and then I hear somebody rides up, and I'm not paying attention, and somebody goes, "Hey bro, what's your best trick?" And I was like, "A boomerang," and I turn, and it's you, and I'm like, so I'm like, it's a boomerang, Craig Grasso.
Yo,
And
dude, that sounds like me, bro.
yeah, you're like, what's your best trick? And I was like, a boomerang or a tail whip. And you're like, let's see it. And I was like, And you're like, no, dude. You're like, I'm gonna go, and then you're gonna go right after me. And I was like, all right. And so you went out and you did a boomerang and you did a tail whip. And then you rode back and you're like, you're up, son. But it wasn't not like, but it was like a you're up, son. You know, and I was like, all
Yeah.
right. So I roll out. I did a boomerang and a tail whip, and that's all it took, dude. And then after that, like I had my routine, but that was all it took. And so thank you to you. You don't like. It's funny
No,
to tell that
thank you
story,
to you, bro, for fucking responding.
but it's funny though to
Probably,
just to
dude,
see
you
that.
probably don't even know. You probably made my day.
Oh, dude, for me, dude, it was just one of those moments where you're like, all right, man, I fucking love Susie and the Banshees now.
No, that's what I was trying to do, man. I was trying to freaking change everybody, man. I was trying to tell them,
Right?
like, yo, what time it is, man.
Yeah. So it's just that's the kind of rider you were. And so I think everybody and I say everybody, but it's I think everyone that read those magazines and followed at that moment, dude. I mean, it affected us to the point where like even like Brian Tunney, you know, like we've
Yep.
talked about this, like he has the Finding Grasso series on
I
YouTube.
love that series, man. You know, I really do. I think it just it's just amazing that that Brian would like take the time and really like give me props, bro. Like it was just so rad, dude. Like and really talk about it, do his research, and really be there. So cool,
Dude, do you remember the first time you watched it? Did you like did someone
dude.
send
My sister told me about it. She's like Grasso. Like she's like, dude. Like you don't even have you seen the series this dude did on you? And I'm like, no. Like that's what are you talking about? It's probably you're not talking about me.
right?
And she's like, dude, no, they're talking about you, bro. You got to look at it. She fucking sent me the links, and I'm like, yo, no way. I call Brian Tooney, and I'm like trying to get in touch with Tooney. I'm just fucking giving him mad props on the internet, and finally got his number and shit. We talked a little bit, and he's been somebody who was blown away, like just talking to me and shit like that. It was cool.
Yeah, dude. Brian, I owe you, you know, like if I ever see you, dude, I owe you a dinner, man. Cause like I wormholed on that thing, dude. Like I mean, probably 3 o'clock in the morning, dude. I accidentally found it like at 1. And then I went through and I was like, I watched them all twice. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
tell me where
cool,
that's
man.
at.
I watched it probably freaking 50 times already. I'm just like, just like, and I've seen different things, and then like, he just, he spent his, he did his research, man. You know,
So I mean, it's just one of those things, dude, that reminds me of like what your heart is like, and then seeing those pictures, like that backside foot plant on the rock, dude. I mean, do you remember? Do you remember that when you
I
see that
remember
picture?
that
You
day. I
remember
remember
it?
that day fully because I remember that like I was so extended, right? Like I couldn't even believe it, and then I had to like literally do like a fucking karate move to get back onto the pedals. It was rad, bro, and I pulled it off, and Spike was like, "Yo, dude, what the fuck was that?" Like
Yeah.
he was like, "Dude, I've never seen that shit before." I go, "You're never gonna see it again."
Well, that's funny because so photographers will tell me like, that's like what. Okay, so I talk about you all the time, dude. Obviously, right? So, I'll be like, you know, what was it like? What was it like filming Grasso? And they're like, dude, it was the hardest thing in the world because it was like he did everything once. Like if you got it, you got it. They're like, but the best stuff that Grasso's ever done, you've never seen.
Yeah,
They're like, we just didn't have
yeah.
a camera out, you
Yeah.
know, and
There were so many photo sessions, bro, in San Francisco where I'd be dropping off these crazy drop offs into these fucking like into like these driveways and shit like that, and jumping over things, doing 360s over shit, doing big ass transfers to 180s, like just
yeah,
stuff that like that just it was just so spontaneous. I mean, that's the kind of rider I was. I mean, we go to an area and I envision something and I'd be like, I wouldn't even tell. I mean, they just knew like if they weren't in the right position, it just wasn't going to happen.
right,
You
right,
know.
right, right.
So people were like, it was fun, man. It's just the kind of rider I was. I wasn't looking to like to 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 really expose like what I was really all about. Like I mean, I wasn't like, okay, did you get that one? Let me see that angle. Let me see the camera. Oh no, that wasn't a good angle. Let me try it again. Like it was like, fuck it. You
Yeah.
didn't get it. Let's go to the next spot.
Did you have any idea what the photos looked like before they came to the magazine, or or was like you open the magazine and you're like, oh shit,
I never knew what they were gonna print. I just knew like, oh yeah, that was a good session. He must have got something good,
yeah.
you know.
Do you have a favorite issue that you look at? Have you ever looked back at some of them,
Um, dude,
or is it weird? Is it weird? Is it
dude,
weird to
you
look
want to
back?
know what it was really all about for me, bro? Like
Yeah,
in high school, man, right? I used to ride with this guy named Mike Tokamoto, dude, who was like rad, bro. I was in People magazine and doing a session at Mike Tokamoto's house. Anybody that knows me in Redondo Beach knows who Mike Tokamoto is. He's like one of my just all-time good friends, and I used to like after school, bro, I used to race to the fucking Safeway to like look at the next fucking freestyle magazine to be like, oh man, am I in it this year? Like, if I wasn't in, I'd be like, fuck, man. what the fuck happened? I'd be calling Spike, man, what the fuck happened, man? I'm not even, like, you didn't even give me like one little shot, man. What's up? No,
Right, right,
but
right.
yeah, it was just like, I never really had like a favorite issue because it was just always like, man, I hope I'm in this next issue. That'd be rad, you know?
Right, right.
And it's cool. It was just cool to see like my friends be like, Grasso, did you see the photograph of you this month? And I'm like, no, what, man? Go meet me at Safeway. Because I never had money to buy the fucking magazine, right?
Right.
So we got all flipping through it and shit like that. And the fucking managers come like, man, you can't be looking at, you gonna buy the shit or what?
That's funny, dude. Well, if it makes you feel any better, we all did the same thing, but instead of it, pictures of us in it, we all just looked to see if like our letter that we sent
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
Andy or Lou made it,
Yeah, and that was cool because I used to read some of those letters, man, especially some of the Club Homeboy ones, and you just envision like a kid in like mid Missouri, or fucking Oklahoma or fucking wherever's, like writing to the magazine like I wrote to Skyway. It was like the same thing, bro.
100%.
You just like you wanted somebody like to like say hello, like
I'm
yo,
gonna,
dude,
I'm
I
gonna,
love this sport, man. I love this sport, man. Yo, I'm here, let me
I'm gonna go.
represent.
I'm gonna go find my dude. I have a Velcro wallet from like sixth grade, dude. I'm gonna go grab it and I'll show it to you because it's the same thing. It's a Velcro wallet, and I'm sure it's got like Sharpie. Uh, you know, it probably says blatant laughter of jive written in Sharpie that's
Yeah,
all
dude.
let
There you
out.
go.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So, dude, I mean, we all experience that, and it's funny because earlier you thought it's funny because there's so many ways that like to hear about the sport affecting you the way it affected us too. So, you talked about like you showed up to the Enchanted ramp and you're like, God damn it, Matt Hoffman's here, and that dude's doing like 50-foot airs, and you're like, he's fucking 12, and
Yeah.
you're like, God damn it, right? So imagine my surprise, right? So here I am, like I've grown up, like my goal in life was to do boomerangs better than Scotty Freeman because he was my age, and
Yeah.
that was like the one person I could follow, and I'm friends with him now, and that's kind of funny that like I always tell him like, dude, I'm pretty sure I did better boomerangs than you when I was 12. And he's like, I'm pretty sure you did too. Um, so it's kind of funny, dude. So
The boomerang was such a fun trick, though, man. It was like once you pulled it off, you're like, "Yo, I'm the shit."
dude, all of it, dude. The ankle one, the ankle buster, the
Yep.
regular boomerangs, dude. Yeah, they were so fun. So,
Yeah, I
um,
never did that. I never was able to do the ankle buster like Chris Day, but I was good at those boomerangs for a while.
the one I remember, dude, you landed on the top tube. You just jumped and you like did like you don't remember the Pete
Decade.
Augustine one where he would jump and he would land like just on the front of the top tube and then he would
Yeah.
do the
Yep.
handstand. So that was
Yeah.
the boomerang you did. You jumped and you landed on the top tube and flipped around, and that was it. That's what I remember. That was the one you did
Yeah.
when I But okay, so imagine, right? So I'm growing up and I started freestyling in the hopping era. Then it was the break and squeak era. And then in NorCal we had Aaron Dull,
Yeah.
Chris Roth, Carl Roth,
Yeah.
and McKee and all those guys.
Yeah. Kevin
Um,
Jones.
well, I'm getting to that part, right? Because
Yep.
like we got into the scuff movement, and I was like still into it. I'm like, I could still do all this stuff. And then came Kevin Jones and Whiplashes. And it was
Dude,
like,
phenomenal writer, bro. Back in the day, I was
uh,
just like, man, fuck this, dude. What the fuck am I gonna do now?
oh, that as an amateur, I did the same thing. I can just tell you, like, that feeling just transcended all the way through the sport, bro. Like, because I was like, there's no way I can do that anymore. And so I think what happened was we all got fed up at the same time, and that's when we all started doing like wall rides and riding street and
Yep.
following suit with what like you were doing. Like, and it just made sense because if you really think about it, dude, like if I look back and I look at my writing, there's only a couple things. Like I'm asking you questions that I've asked myself, and I'm like, what are the moments I remember? I remember a specific wall ride in Stockton on the wall of an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting spot. They had a rad bank wall. And then, I remember a couple of boomerangs and I remember a couple tail whips, dude, and that's it. But it's out of 10 years to think like, man, I remember specific moments, and it's a couple of different tricks that were the fun ones.
Yep.
And so it's the same thing for all of us, man. We all just kind of went and just started riding the way we wanted to ride, and that's what we're doing now. And that's with these ride outs and these big bikes, dude. I think what happens is you have all these guys that grew up in the 80s, and we have this passion for BMX bikes. And then we now we're adults and we have better paper routes, and so we can afford to buy that PK Ripper that we always wanted as a kid.
Yep.
And we realized, like, hey, you don't have to just go to the bike shop and buy a mountain bike and a whole spandex outfit to go and ride a bike now. You can ride one of these giant big big BMX bikes. And so that's what got us all back on this. That's where I'm back, and dude, I'm out on my PK Ripper doing tail whips. It's a big bike, but you can do. Actually, I just got corrected a couple days ago. It's a foot jam tail whip now.
Yeah.
Tail whip. A tail whip is only an 80s tail whip is only a tail whip if it's done in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's a foot jam. So
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But dude, it's the same thing, man. And I can't wait to get you out there on one of those big bikes, because I know, dude, after 10 minutes.
Jonesing, bro. I literally every time I see you, when I start like convulsing, I have a panic attack. It's just like I really do. It's like it really affects me, man, because I'm like, yo, dude, dude, I'm speechless right now, dude.
Yeah.
I'm jonesing like a fucking motherfucker right now for one of them bikes.
We'll
try to buy one, bro. I can't get one.
We'll get you, like, someone will loan you a bike to go, at least loan you a bike to go and ride it on one of these ride outs, dude, and you're gonna have a blast.
Yep.
It'll be great. So, dude, I told you I'd keep you for an hour, and I kept you for an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much, Craig, for hanging out and talking to us.
Anytime, man. Anytime anyone wants to talk to me or anything like that, hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and I'm accessible. I love talking BMX. I'm part of the old school brotherhood, and we have a sport that's like no other sport that will continue to just progress the way it is. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this podcast. I'm grateful to actually befriend Isaac and what he's about. So if anybody's out there that I can say, I just got mad love for you, and I owe you guys everything for allowing me to be myself, allowing me to express myself, and allowing to influence people the way I did. And I'm grateful that I was able to have an impact on the sport and become somewhat of a legend status. I never thought it would be that way.
But hey, dude, thank you so much, man. And I can't wait to see you out there riding. I'm gonna look you up next time I'm over in Vegas. It's not that far. I want to come ride with you,
man.
dude.
Definitely. We'll go for a ride. We'll hang out and fucking take you to fucking one of the best Mexican restaurants you'll ever have. Fucking
I'm down, dude.
Some great restaurants out here, man.
I'm down. And dude, will you come back on? Like, will you come back on when I have Craig and my usual
Absolutely,
Craig?
man. Listen, man. I think this is awesome. I've been wanting to show my face to the BMX community and tell them how much love I got for the BMX community and any kind of old school anything to do with old school BMX. I'm here, man. Like I said, anybody can reach out to me. I'm accessible. I'm not like a Martin Apparillo or Eddie Fiola that's like can't talk to them. You know what I mean? But those guys are rad, bro. I love those guys. No disrespect to anybody out there. Like Eddie Fiola was one of my seriously my idols, man. The one photograph that really got me really into BMX and skate park riding was the Mike Dominguez photograph of doing the one footer at fucking Whittier Skate Park on the cover of BMXA. Mike D, I love you, brother. Thank you for that, for letting me start my career, and Fred Blood and all the people out there that supported me.
Dude, I've got a picture of Mike D's Trick Star. Like, it's literally right here. Hold on. Look at this. So
no way, dude.
Look at that.
Yo, that's the bike, bro.
Yep. So Bill Batchelor was 13 years old, and he used to hang out at Upland and Pipeline.
Yeah.
And dude, he was a kid taking pictures of kids, dude. So he has all these pictures that we never saw. And so he just came out, dude. I bet you he probably has pictures of you somewhere.
Yeah.
That you don't even know about. I mean, dude, he's got like all these crazy pictures from back in the day.
Yeah, when Mike D and Brian Blyther came up to me at Upland and were like, yo, dude, you're fucking the raddest little kid I've ever seen. Like, dude, you don't even know, bro. I was just like, I was in euphoria. And then when Brian let me borrow his bike to do the fucking the fucking 540 kick turn, and was like, yo, dude, ride my bike. I was just like, what? Like, what? What? Like, it was like one of the best days of my life, bro.
Does he remember that? Did he remember that day? Like, remember, because you told me earlier, like, hey man, I went to this party and Brian Blackler was telling these crazy cop stories. Does he
Yeah.
remember that? Does he remember
Yeah, I
you as
drove him.
that,
I
like,
drove him to the party, man. He was right next to me. We were driving down on the freeway, talking all kinds of crazy shit, and told me all kinds of just wild stuff. And I told him about that, and he's like, "Yo, Grasso, I don't even remember that, dude." Like, I go, "Dude, it was such a long time ago." He goes, "Because I remember it because you had such an impact on me. You know
right?
that it was like one of those turning points in like my writing where it was like, yo, dude, these fucking guys are my idols, and they're coming up to me telling me I'm rad."
Right.
Like, I was like, dude, I just didn't believe it. It was like, dude, I was in euphoria, bro, for like a month, bro. I kept telling my dad, you don't even know, dude. The people I look up to, like the guy came up to me and let me ride his bike, and my dad's like, dude, you're fucking, you're good. Like, I've watched you ride, man. You're a good rider, man, for your age. You know, and it was just like, oh shit, my dad even thinks I'm good. I'm like, all right, cool, man. I'm fucking, let me adjust my collar here, man. I'm the shit.
You know what Brian Blyther did to you?
What?
He basically, I said, you know what Brian Blyther did to you? He basically rode up to you and said, hey, what's your favorite trick?
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's exactly what he did. Yeah, man. One love, bro.
Yep. So Grasso, man, thank you so much, man. And just know, there's nothing but love for you in BMX. We remember we all grew up with you. We all evolved with you. I mean, we were all going through that weird ass, that chapter in our life, man, of like, who am I? What am I about? I like, do I like the music my parents like? Do I like the music I like? Do I like the music my friends like? Dude, we all went through that weird ass period together. And, you were pretty much the figurehead for all of us, uh, weirdo BMX kids, like if we didn't fit into this mold or this mold, and it's very clear what it was because
Yeah.
any 80s movie will talk about the jocks, the preps, the goths, the rockers.
Yeah.
It's that was real, very, very real. And so, dude, you were the poster child in freestyle of how about we just be all of them in one person? Why let's just look, I'm all of that. I'm all of it. Like I'm gonna have dreadlocks, but I'm gonna also wear a cardigan just to fuck you up, so
Yeah.
you can't put me somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
And
me.
and
Hey,
so
I got
so
one thing I want to just say to people out there that I don't know if a lot of BMX people know, but I was a bicycle messenger in San Francisco for a number of years, and I had a lot of fun out there. And there's a documentary on the on the bicycle messenger scene, which was like a society that not too many people are able to get into. It's a very tight knit community of people, and any bicycle messengers out there that are watching this, yo, man, one of the best days of my life to be a bike messenger. And if you want to see some really cool footage of Grasso and some rad people, of me being a bike messenger in San Francisco on my BMX, it's called Beast of Burden San Francisco Bicycle Messenger documentary. And part one and part two, you'll see some rad shit. So with that, I just wanted to get people something to look at that was, once I kind of left the Redondo Beach area, I was still rocking the BMX and still enjoying like what I love.
yeah. And you can find it on YouTube, you guys. I've seen it, I've watched it, and I mean bikes are bikes. And if you like
Yeah.
bikes, you're gonna like watching this. It's the same
Yeah.
exact thing that we do. So Craig, thank you so much, man. We're gonna have you back when Craig is back from vacation. But man, thank you again, dude, so much from the bottom of my
Cool, man.
heart.
One love, everybody. Over and
Yep.
out, man.